All I can say, they should have done this right from the beginning. Right here we have Logitech G915 X TKL mechanical gaming keyboard that should have been the first one to be released and just ditch the original one. Because first of all, we have finally a proper keycaps. We're going PBT, as well as we went with the G515. And I've used so much the G915 TKL original because I do love this form factor for gaming. And in general, this keyboard was one of my favorites, and I was waiting for it when originally they introduced G915, and then shortly after they introduced the TKL version. So recently they released both G915X and G915X TKL with minor advantages compared to the past model, yet still I think it's still appealing, I would say, because I really like the chassis, I really like the aluminum part on the top, double shot PBT keycaps, but we still have the function buttons here for the light sync, Bluetooth, game mode, and to adjust the brightness of the keyboard. And then we go with multimedia buttons, which we have fast forward, fast backward, play, pause, and of course mute audio, and the volume knob here, which is always handy. Now, I did state in the video for G515 that basically it's all up to personal preferences. I didn't use it much, but it was handy. I do have to admit, it was handy. But the 515 was a cleaner look when we're talking about this. And when it came out, it actually had PBT double shot keycaps compared to the original G915. So that was my advantage, why I stated that that was my favorite keyboard when we're going with minimalism. And since I'm using MX Keys Mini for workflow, it kind of goes into same compartment when we're talking about minimalism and, just main stuff that you need to work, and that's it. So what we have here compared to the G915, let's break it down. Taking into consideration that they are the same size, here's a bit of a difference. We have G915 X TKL heavier by 50 grams, so 860 compared to 810. Same dimensions, 368 times 150 times 22.6. Battery life. For G915 we had 40 hours at 100% brightness, and you can't find any information regarding lowering it down to 50 or switching it off. Now for the G915X, you actually know you have 42 hours with 100% brightness, 100 hours with 50% brightness, and 1000 hours with light sync off. So that's just outstanding. But let's continue. GL Tactile for the G915 had 50 grams of actuation force, while here we have Tactile 45 grams actuation force, linear 43, and clicky 48. Actuation distance for G915 is 1.5, while the travel is 2.7. And in G915X, we have 1.3 millimeter actuation distance, and total travel is 3.2 millimeters. So the initial distance, the actuation distance, is shorter, but the total travel is a bit longer. And then we have key control, which G915 original TKL doesn't have, so you can adjust up to 15 functions per key. Connection is basically the same. We have 2.4G light sync with USB dongle. Then we have Bluetooth and we have wired, and keycaps. As already stated, the G915 was a brilliant keyboard, but those keycaps were hideous after a year and a half of usage, and they just left stains. You have to clean them entirely, take them off the keyboard, properly clean them, wash them, and then place them back on. These are double shot PBT, and they are robust, and they are really something else, as you might know. So I just want to go back with the connection part. We have standard dongle that says G915 X TKL with USB Type-C compared to that micro USB that was on original G915, and of course the flexible rubber cable that's also Type-C logical. This is more like an extension, but as I stated a couple of times already in my past videos, for Lightspeed you honestly don't need an extension if you're aiming that your PC is right over there and you're gaming like a meter, 2 meters off. It really doesn't have any lag problems or whatever with communication. When we take into consideration the back is definitely the same. We have 4 and 8 degrees angle for raising the keyboard up. Then we have a storage for your dongle. And when we take a closer look at the switches, so you remove the keycaps and of course you have GL Tactile or whatever. They're actually brown Kylie switches. Now, when we compare in general, this keyboard and the G915 original one, the sound is almost the same. There's no difference while typing. And the one thing that I can say is you don't get that talk that you have from custom keyboard. Here, you don't have any echoing logical because Logitech can't afford that in terms of doing such a mistake, right? But it doesn't have that certain talk. It doesn't have that certain feel while you're typing to give you that special experience. But then again, as I stated in a couple of videos, I do prefer low profile keyboards, and this definitely is enjoyment for typing. Regardless of the keycap design, this is something that you really enjoy typing, even though it's a mechanical keyboard, even though it's a gaming keyboard. But honestly, I'm really digging everything. Basically, what they changed is the weight. First of all, the battery life is higher a bit, 2 hours with 100% brightness. So nothing drastical, but at least you know that if you switch off the brightness, you can go up to 1000 hours. That's good. We have Type C. Finally, you don't have to switch if, for instance, you have a new mouse, but you have an older keyboard and similar stuff. You can just use one of their cables to charge individually whatever you need to charge. And double shot PBT keycaps. Faster switches, but yet the travel is a bit longer. All in all, what I can say, if you're really unsatisfied with the G915 and the keycaps, you want double shot PBT, you can go with this one. If you're not that dissatisfied and you can still manage the ABS plastic and all the hideous design when you're typing for, I don't know, longer time, couple of months, and then the grease or whatever, you can wash your hands as much as you like. ABS plastic always leaves some stains, and that's it. That's fact. So if you can live with that, I wouldn't change the keyboard. Maybe for Type C, that's just irrelevant, honestly, at some point. But if you don't have and you're looking for a TKL keyboard in sense of Logitech design, craftsmanship, aluminium body, aluminium chassis, low profile, volume knob, and all these multimedia functions, and most importantly, outstanding connection, then don't go with G915 TKL, go with G915 X TKL, because these advantages will make the difference and you'll just love it again. That's it. But if you're coming from a G915 TKL, it's just something to wait on it and see how it goes. So basically, you can create your own custom layers, key bindings, and macros to suit your gaming style, which also gives you an option to customize commands per individual key. We have 16.8 million colors, 42 hours of battery life, and quite nice, slick, clean design. In Logitech G Hub, of course, you have the possibility to adjust the brightness, to adjust the lighting. You have also their new functionality, the key control, which gives you an option to go up to 15 functions per key. And hopefully, compared to the original mini USB to USB Type-C, that it charges much faster. So all in all, what I can say is if you're coming from G915 and you don't mind the ABS plastic, you can keep that. But currently the price for the G915 TKL is on sale, $149, which is quite solid price, I do have to admit. And this one with Type-C, PBT double shot keycaps, and lower actuation point is $179. So compared 179 to G515, which is 150, and if you're aiming for this multifunctional part at the top, you can go with that. And that's a good idea. But if you don't want that, G515 is a good and outstanding solution. In terms of comparing the G915 with other brands, in terms of not HyperX or any regular gaming brand that just produces keyboards that are in sense of this. And if you want to go with something custom, I'm not quite sure if I saw a custom keyboard or something like Epo Maker, Key Move, Keychron, or anything similar to that that has this type of design in terms of aluminum alloy. Then we have low profile switches and double shot PBT keycaps and something like that. They are all standard profile keyboards, and this is the difference why I actually love the G915 X TKL, well, G915 in general, because it brings low profile gaming to with aluminum alloy and outstanding design. That's it. It's a bit tricky nowadays with the keyboards going really insanely fast with the advancement, especially with the Hall effect and triggers and everything all together. But in low profile, I wouldn't consider placing Hall effect and triggers, and not everybody wants those. So it's somewhere in the middle, right? Compared to their 60% keyboard, which was totally different story, where they should have placed those. Here we have something that is a bit in a different segment, and I would definitely separate it from that part. So minor advantages compared to the past model, and when we take a look at in general what Logitech is doing lately, we're getting a refreshed models, to be honest. Hopefully soon we will be seeing, hopefully I'm saying this because I'm guessing, we'll be seeing some new and completely different products from Logitech, because they really need to refresh their lineup in terms of bring us something extremely new and something that will just shock the market. This is good, this is really good, and I'm honestly enjoying this type of keyboard. But we need something wow from Logitech to get back to the roots, what they did prior to these stuff, and yeah, just surprise us again. So if you're aiming for a keyboard that is in TKL form, low profile, aluminum alloy design, and everything that I mentioned, you can always go with G915 X TKL or G515 if you don't need these multimedia buttons and everything else, considering that part. And the links are in the description, so you can check it out. And finally, if this gave you an idea about this keyboard and how it advances from the past generation, not much, but still advances, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, click the notification bell, and I will see you soon in another one. Thanks for sticking by. See you next time.